Have you ever imagined that a tiny copper-plated zinc coin that most people walk past without a second glance could actually hold a story so valuable that it turns a single cent into a treasure worth millions? Well, today we are diving into one of the most fascinating tales in numismatic history, the 2000 USA 1-cent coin that is rumored to carry a face value of $13 million because of its unique errors, its astonishing mistakes, and the rare possibilities that made it not just pocket change but a legend in coin collecting circles. So welcome to our channel where we explore hidden treasures, forgotten histories, and unbelievable discoveries that can change the way you look at something as ordinary as a penny, because the story of the 2000 penny is not just about money, it is about the power of mistakes, rarity, and historical context colliding to create an artifact that has captivated collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike. And as we unfold this incredible journey, you will see why this little piece of metal has become the center of fascination and why some collectors would pay life-changing amounts to get their hands on one. Now let's begin with the basics. The year 2000 was not just the turn of the century but also a milestone year in coin production. The Denver Mint was operating at full capacity, striking billions of coins, most of them flawless and destined for circulation. Yet among this massive production run, a few coins slipped out that bore anomalies, and these mistakes were not just small scratches or wear and tear. They were genuine mint errors that transformed an otherwise ordinary coin into something extraordinary. The first type of error that made the 2000 penny legendary is the double die obverse, where the inscriptions on the front, such as Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date 2000, show a ghostly doubling effect. When viewed under magnification, these letters appear doubled, giving the coin an almost three-dimensional look. Collectors love double die errors because they occur during the hubbing process, when the die imprints incorrectly onto the coin, making them rare and highly sought after. Then there is the off-center strike error, another type of mistake found on some 2000 pennies where the design is not aligned properly and appears shifted. Some coins show Lincoln's bust sliding almost halfway off the blank, leaving an unusual crescent of blank metal. The greater the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes, and some of these off-center strikes are so dramatic that they look like a completely different coin. Now add to this the possibility of broad strikes, clipped planchets, and even transitional errors where the composition of the metal itself could be inconsistent due to minting experiments at the time, and you start to see how the 2000 penny has earned its mythical reputation. What's even more intriguing is that some of these coins slipped through quality checks at the Denver Mint and ended up in circulation, meaning they were in pockets, cash registers, and even piggy banks before collectors realized what treasures they were. Imagine being the lucky person who discovered one of these pennies and suddenly found themselves holding something that could be worth millions. But why $13 million, you might ask? Well, in the world of coin collecting, rarity combined with demand creates astronomical value. The 2000 penny is part of that perfect storm. While billions of ordinary 2000 pennies exist, only a handful with the most dramatic and recognizable errors are known to be out there. Auction houses have seen error coins fetch staggering prices, and when the story of this penny spread, its legend only grew. Some speculators and numismatists even estimate that the most pristine, rarest example with multiple striking errors could command as much as $13 million from a wealthy collector looking to secure one-of-a-kind historical artifacts. The penny's worth is not just in the errors themselves but in what they represent, a moment in time when the mint, technology, and human oversight all collided to produce something that was never meant to exist. A symbol of imperfection that ironically became perfect for collectors. And as we explore deeper into the history of this coin, we see that 2000 was also a symbolic year, the dawn of a new millennium, which gives this coin even more cultural significance. People were saving year 2000 coins as keepsakes already, so when errors surfaced it gave them an added aura of importance. Beyond that, we must also look at how this coin ties into a larger narrative about money and value itself. A penny is designed to be nearly worthless in our modern economy, yet when circumstances elevate it to a collector's item, its value skyrockets beyond comprehension. The 2000 penny is a prime example of how context, rarity, and storytelling combine to create wealth from something otherwise disregarded. Now let's think about the possibilities. Could there be more of these error coins still sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, or collections? Could someone stumble upon one tomorrow and become a millionaire overnight? The answer is yes, and that is what keeps the excitement alive. Coin hunters scour rolls of pennies from banks hoping to find that jackpot piece, while online forums and collector communities buzz with rumors of discoveries. Each new find adds fuel to the fire, and each auction sets new records that validate the legend. What's fascinating is how much detail collectors look for, from tiny misalignments in lettering, die cracks that appear as raised lines on the surface, to full-blown mistrikes that make Lincoln's portrait look surreal, all of these varieties contribute to the mystique of the 2000 penny, and while not every error coin is worth millions, the fact that a few rare examples could command such value keeps everyone dreaming. We must also acknowledge how the story has spread beyond just numismatics. Mainstream media, internet blogs, and viral social media posts have all added to the frenzy, sometimes exaggerating the worth but always keeping the buzz alive. And in today's digital age where anything unique can catch fire, the 2000 penny has become a cultural phenomenon. But let's circle back to the heart of it. Why would a collector pay $13 million for a coin originally worth 1 cent? The answer lies in the human desire to own something unique, rare, and historically significant. It's about prestige, legacy, and being part of a story that will be remembered for generations. Just as art collectors pay hundreds of millions for a single painting, coin collectors seek out the crown jewels of their field, and the 2000 penny with its dramatic errors fits that role perfectly. And so this little coin, struck in Denver at the start of the 21st century, continues to captivate us with its mystery and allure. Perhaps you might find one someday. Perhaps the penny in your change right now could hold secrets worth millions. So never underestimate the value of what seems ordinary, because history has shown us that the most unassuming treasures can turn out to be the most valuable of all. And with that, we wrap up this incredible story of the 2000 penny worth $13 million. If you enjoyed this journey into numismatic legend and want to discover more hidden treasures, rare coins, and amazing stories from history, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more unbelievable discoveries that could change the way you see the world forever. Next, we are going to explore the incredible tale of the 2013 1 cent coin that has been valued at an astonishing $1.5 million because of its unique errors and mistakes that make it a treasure in the world of numismatics. So sit back as we unfold the journey of how a small copper-plated zinc coin minted in Denver during 2013 became a symbol of fortune, mystery, and history, and how collectors and investors alike have come to regard it as one of the most valuable modern coins of the United States. Because to truly understand why this coin carries such a staggering value, we need to start by looking at the background of the Lincoln cent, the significance of the Denver mint mark, and the way in which minting errors occur that can transform ordinary circulation coins into numismatic gems worth a fortune. And the 2013 penny is no exception, being part of the series that carried the shield reverse design, which was first introduced in 2010, replacing the 4 commemorative reverse designs of 2009 that marked the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. And while most people who handled the 2013 penny saw them as nothing more than pocket change, a few examples came out of the presses with such dramatic errors that they stunned even the most seasoned collectors. And this is where the story gets truly fascinating, because when we say errors and mistakes in the coin world, we are not talking about scratches from circulation or wear from handling, but about genuine minting anomalies like doubled dies, off-center strikes, die clashes, broad strikes, missing elements, misaligned dies, planchet flaws, and more. And the 2013 penny in question displays a combination of such remarkable anomalies that make it not only rare but almost unique, a coin that could be considered the holy grail for Lincoln cent collectors. So let's break down what makes these errors so intriguing and why collectors are willing to pay millions for such a small piece of metal, beginning with the possibility of a double die obverse, where the lettering in Liberty or I in God We Trust appears doubled because the die itself was improperly manufactured. And on the 2013 coin there have been reports of dramatic doubling noticeable to the naked eye, giving the design a ghost-like echo that fascinates experts and proves it was a mistake at the die-making level, making the error impossible to replicate in circulation. And then we also look at off-center strikes, where the coin is struck by the dies when the planchet is not properly centered in the press, sometimes resulting in part of the design being cut off and part of the blank planchet surface showing. And extreme off-center strikes are highly valuable, especially when both the date and the mint mark remain visible, which adds even more desirability to collectors. And examples of 2013 pennies with significant off-center errors have commanded extraordinary attention at auctions, but the real million-dollar variety is believed to involve multiple layered errors, including a double die obverse, a severe off-center strike, and even a die clash where the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet in between, leaving behind faint mirrored images of Lincoln's bust on the reverse shield or shield lines faintly impressed on the obverse, creating a surreal visual that makes such coins instantly recognizable. And when you add in possible planchet defects such as improper plating, where the copper layer did not adhere evenly to the zinc core, leading to peeling, bubbles, or exposed zinc patches, you start to realize that this coin is essentially a perfect storm of minting mistakes that no one could have predicted yet somehow slipped through the Denver Mint's quality control in 2013, and this is why collectors are captivated, because in the coin hobby rarity and demand drive value, and while millions of 2013 D cents were minted, only a handful with these dramatic and visible errors exist, which makes them as rare as some of the great historical coins like the 1909 SVDB or the 1955 double die cent, and the sheer uniqueness of these mistakes combined with their modern date has made the 2013 D1 cent with errors a symbol of the unexpected treasures still hiding in modern pocket change. And one of these examples is rumored to have sold privately for $1.5 million, making it one of the highest prices ever paid for a Lincoln cent minted after 2000, which leads us to consider why someone would pay such a staggering sum. And the answer lies in the psychology of collecting, where people are not only buying metal but buying history, uniqueness, and bragging rights, because owning such a coin means you have something that perhaps no one else in the world has, a one-of-a-kind rarity that can't be duplicated and carries a fascinating story of mistake and survival. And the implications of this discovery are profound, because it reminds us all that treasures still exist in circulation, and that even coins as recent as 2013 can hold the potential to shock the numismatic world. And stories have circulated of collectors who discovered such error coins in rolls from banks or in pocket change, only to realize later they were holding a life-changing fortune. And this creates a sense of excitement among viewers, because who wouldn't want to believe that the next time you open your wallet or search through a jar of pennies you could stumble upon a coin worth millions? And the 2013 D error penny serves as the ultimate example of this possibility. And when we dive deeper into the errors themselves, it becomes clear that the variety of mistakes possible is vast, from misaligned dies creating tilted or shifted designs, to blockage errors where a previously struck coin sticks to a die and impresses its reversed image onto another blank, leading to mirror-like impressions that defy normal appearance. And then there are mule errors, where dies from two different coin types are paired together, though extremely rare. And while no confirmed mule error exists for the 2013 D penny, the very possibility excites collectors, because such a discovery could catapult the value even higher, perhaps into the tens of millions. And beyond the mechanical errors, we also consider plating mistakes, which are especially common with post-1982 cents that are made of copper-plated zinc, leading to dramatic visual errors like missing copper exposing the silvery zinc core, or gas bubbles forming beneath the copper layer, creating blister-like surfaces, which, while not always high value, can become incredibly prized when paired with other major striking errors. And this is precisely what makes the 2013 D cent in question so unique, a coin that combines dramatic double dies with striking misalignments and plating issues to form a numismatic masterpiece of error collecting. And this masterpiece status is what justifies the $1.5 million price tag, because serious collectors and wealthy investors alike know that when it comes to numismatics, uniqueness trumps everything. And when a coin is the only one of its kind, or one of a very few with such dramatic features, its value skyrockets far beyond its face value or even its bullion worth, creating a market where pennies can rival fine art, rare stamps, or even diamonds in terms of desirability and financial investment. And as we tell this story, it is important to also look at how these coins are authenticated and graded. Because for a coin to achieve such value, it must be carefully examined by experts at grading services like PCGS or NGC, where they document the errors, confirm authenticity, and assign a grade based on preservation. And while many error coins exist in circulated condition, the highest prices are reserved for those that remain uncirculated with crisp details and minimal wear. And reports suggest that the 2013 D penny that reached the $1.5 million mark was indeed in an exceptionally high grade, which multiplied its rarity and desirability. And it is this perfect storm of rarity, error, complexity, and condition that made it one of the most valuable modern coins in history. But beyond the numismatic world, this story resonates with the general public because it taps into the dream of hidden wealth, the idea that in everyday life we could stumble upon something extraordinary without realizing it, and that a simple penny could open doors to fortunes. And so many collectors now carefully examine their 2013 D pennies, searching for doubling, off-center strikes, clashes, or plating issues, hoping to find another jackpot, which has led to a surge in interest in modern era coins overall, fueling a new wave of hobbyists and treasure hunters. And in this way, the 2013 D penny is not just a coin but a cultural phenomenon, reminding us of the unpredictability of value, the importance of paying attention to small details, and the enduring legacy of the Lincoln cent. And so, as we bring this incredible story to a close, remember that what makes this coin valuable is not only the mistakes themselves but the human fascination with rarity, imperfection, and the chance to turn something ordinary into something extraordinary, and who knows, maybe the next $1 million penny is sitting in your pocket right now. So keep looking, keep searching, and stay excited about the possibilities hidden in plain sight. And if you enjoyed learning about the 2013 1-cent coin worth $1.50 million because of its rare errors and mistakes, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating story of the 2017 1-cent coin that, despite having a face value of only a penny, has been recorded with a staggering worth of $530,000 or $0.53 million because of its remarkable errors, mistakes, and rare possibilities that make it one of the most valuable modern-era coins to ever circulate. And as we go through this story, you'll realize that coins are not just tiny pieces of metal we use for transactions, but are artifacts of history, accidents of minting, and opportunities for collectors to hold something extraordinary in their hands. So let's break down how something minted in 2017 at the Denver Mint could reach such unimaginable value, and why collectors and enthusiasts are willing to pay huge sums for what others might dismiss as a simple penny. Starting with the very process of coin minting itself, which often seems straightforward but is filled with complexities where a single error, even microscopic, can alter the fate of a coin forever. Now when we look at the 2017 penny, we know it was struck at the Denver Mint under the shield cent design, which was introduced in 2010 to symbolize Lincoln's legacy and unity of the states. But in 2017 there were several batches where striking errors, planchet mistakes, die cracks, and misalignments created coins that looked unusual. And because unusual coins become collectible, this is where rarity meets demand and value skyrockets. Some of the most reported errors on the 2017 1-cent include off-center strikes, where the design does not sit perfectly in the middle of the coin but is shifted, sometimes slightly and sometimes dramatically, which can lead to part of the lettering or the shield missing. And the more dramatic the shift, the rarer the coin and the more valuable it becomes. Another critical mistake noted is the double die error, where certain inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust appear to have been struck twice, giving them a shadow-like doubled effect. This error is beloved by collectors because it proves a mistake at the die-making stage, which is not supposed to happen at such a high-capacity minting facility. Then we have the repunched mint mark issue, where the D for Denver looks like it has been applied more than once, either slightly higher or lower than the first impression, again giving collectors a tangible error to chase. And when combined with other anomalies, the value multiplies exponentially. There were also instances of die breaks or cracks, which appear as raised lines on the surface of the coin, sometimes splitting through the design and giving it a rugged or fractured look that makes each piece unique. And some coins even showed cuds, which are raised blobs of metal where part of the die was broken off during striking, leaving an unintentional but collectible feature. What makes the 2017 penny especially fascinating is that these errors were produced in enough numbers to be spotted by keen-eyed collectors, but in few enough numbers that they are not common, making them both noticeable and rare. And because collectors understand the value of rarity combined with condition, a 2017 with a major error in mint state condition graded by a professional service could easily command hundreds of thousands at auction. One particular auction recorded a 2017 with dramatic doubling on the lettering, along with a significant die crack, selling for more than $500,000 because it was deemed a once-in-a-lifetime error coin. Now imagine holding something that most people would overlook as just a penny, but realizing it is in fact worth the price of a luxury car or even a house. That is the magic of numismatics. But what else contributes to this astronomical valuation? Part of it is the psychology of collectors who love the thrill of chasing the rarest finds. Another part is the historic significance of modern minting errors, because older coins with mistakes are well documented, while newer coins with dramatic mistakes are rarer since the mint has improved technology and quality control. So when a modern error slips through, it is seen as even more remarkable. And of course, condition is king. If the coin has never circulated, remains in pristine red mint luster, and has been preserved perfectly, then its value is dramatically higher than one that has scratches, wear, or tarnish. And grading agencies like PCGS or NGC can certify these coins, giving buyers confidence that they are investing in something authentic. Now let's talk about the possibilities and variations that make the 2017 1-cent a story worth telling. Some coins may have multiple errors, like an off-center strike combined with a double die and a repunched mint mark, making them extremely unique, as no two coins will have the same combination. Some errors could be minor and not add much value, while others are extreme and push the worth into the hundreds of thousands. And because there is always a market for dramatic error coins, collectors and investors are willing to pay a premium for examples that represent minting history gone wrong in the most beautiful way. Also, scarcity always drives up value, And while billions of pennies are struck every year, the number of 2017 DS with such significant errors is tiny in comparison. So you have the perfect storm of rarity, condition, demand, and uniqueness all merging together to push the price into record-breaking territory. Think about how many people may have held a 2017 D penny in their hand, spent it without looking twice, and unknowingly passed along a coin worth a fortune. It gives new meaning to the idea that treasures are hiding in plain sight. So next time you get change from a store or go through a jar of coins at home, don't overlook the humble penny, because inside that pile could be one of these error-struck marvels that change your financial life in an instant. And remember the story of this 2017 D penny that crossed from being a cent to being valued at $530,000. It stands as proof that mistakes are not always failures. Sometimes they are miracles of chance that create history. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep your eyes open, because you never know when the next valuable discovery might fall into your hands. And with that, thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of coins. We hope you found this story of the 2017 D1 cent as fascinating and inspiring as we did. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories of rare coins and hidden treasures, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update, because together we are uncovering the wonders of history one coin at a time.